What's up, guys? It's Chris. Welcome to BHP Engines. I think this video is going to be kind of short, but it's quick and to the point. And actually, I came into this kind of unprepared. The thing was, the other night I got a message, and somebody was talking on the K20a3 video. I meant the K20a3, is it worth building, all that shit. And he was asking some question, and I kind of forgot what the question was too. I come into it unprepared. Anyway, I want to give that guy a shout out. If you're watching this, then you know who you are. Comment again, and I'll even pin your comments. That way you can get your credit for it. But this question, one of those things where I had to double take on my thoughts in here. He was like, well, he asked the question, and I was like, well, I kind of already talked about that. And he's like, yeah, my bad. I guess you kind of covered it. But then, it kind of brought me back to thinking about the K20a3 again, which I haven't done in a while. And so it started to make me think about, is there anything else I can do to make this engine more powerful? Is there anything I can do to make this a credible engine to build, even NA, and still make really good power? Because you can put boost and go up to around 300 horsepower and you stay safe around there or whatnot. But I started looking into these super Ks that I keep seeing recently, and so plus I also have a shout out for another guy. His name is K. He recently contacted me the other night about building a monster NA K series. I'm very intrigued by this, because we've talked about this before in the K series lineup, that 300 horsepower NA is not a big deal for Ks nowadays, and I didn't realize how true that was. Like, I didn't realize how seriously not an issue the 300 horsepower NA is easy for the K. But that's going to be another video, maybe tomorrow morning. I don't know if it's going to be tonight. I don't think it's going to be tonight. It's already kind of running late. But anyway, straight off topic, get back to it. So what can we do to the K20a3 to make it not a piece of shit? So the hot debate recently, with the K20a3 is I was really focusing on doing a very budget build, a budget-friendly NA build that would make the K23 a viable option. And while I still think that is the best option for the best budget for somebody trying to go K, there is another way to make the K more of a super K, the K20a3 more of a super K, without having to go balls deep into a build. Now, we talked about it in the rotating assembly, swapping what, crank and rods and pistons go where. And yes, we can turn the A3 into almost an exact clone of the A2. But let's take it a step back and go into like a mid-range. Browsing through pistons, high compression pistons from Wiseco and whatnot on eBay, and looking at the wrist pin size. The wrist pin size is exactly the same as stock, 22 millimeters. Now, I'll go out and double check this myself because I have K20a3 pistons, and all I just got to do is mic the wrist pin to be 100% sure. But if you look at the K20a3, like the stock specs around 22 millimeters wrist pin, and if you look at Wiseco's pistons and shit, 22 millimeters wrist pin. So what you can do is take the high compression pistons from Wiseco or Supertech or whatever your brand your choice is, and put those on the stock A3 rods, and boom, you have yourself a fucking badass short block. That that kind of takes away all the debate about what anybody's had before. This is not like a theoretical thing anymore. If you raise compression that high, you will have yourself well into the 200s, and of course that being depending on how far the compression you decide to go, and what fuel you decide to run. Now, I know I'm gonna leave it for another video. I'm not gonna get too much into it in this one, but I definitely think that's a viable option for the A3. The last ditch, still semi budget friendly. Now, if you're saying what's the point of fucking running, forged pistons on stock rods? Well, here's the kicker. Just cruising around the internet, you're looking for a K20a2 or one of its cousins, crankshaft. You're looking at spending like $200 or a little bit more, upwards of even $300, I think, in some cases. And then you're looking at a decent pair of rods. They're also going to be in a 300 horsepower, Jesus, $300 fucking dollar range. So if you're looking at a crank that's going to cost you around $300, or let's just say 200. And then you're looking at the rods that are going to be 300. You're looking at $500 to go the full forged route, versus the 300 to 500 for just pistons alone. You're saving. You're looking at potentially $1,000 to have forged rods compared to just using forged pistons for 500 and still making the same power. As a matter of fact, the A3 rods are smaller, so it's less mass to move, so it's less resistance, so that could actually free up some horsepower too. Maybe not, probably not a lot, but still, it's there, right? Okay, and then you're like, well, the power limitations on the A3 rods and all that shit. Well, I still say the 300 horsepower you could last. You can last a good amount of time on those A3 rods, as long as you're not crazy high revving, I think. Now, you're not looking at 300 plus. You're not looking for more than 300, so then why not? Yeah, fuck it. Go ahead and use that. You're maximizing the NA potential without, it's still saving a chunk of money. Plus, like I've rented before, you need forged rods for NA builds. Even though the K kind of like, it does make kind of more sense because you're making a lot more power NA than say you would like a B series, which you would have to struggle to make 230 plus horsepower NA. So no, okay, well maybe not struggle, but anyway, that's a whole nother topic too. So yeah, I think that using the forged pistons on the stock A3 rods is not a bad idea. I mean, especially if you can get a hold of a set of pistons that are used or whatnot. It's definitely a way to go. I personally, I don't think I would build that, myself, but that's just because like I have another build that I plan on doing, and I'll talk about that later. And yeah, I think I will upload that tomorrow. Also, I did talk about on Facebook the other day that I'm working on another versus video, and it's going to be H versus K, and I'm going to make it after I make the next K video. So that'll probably be coming tomorrow, as long as I don't wake up too late. And if not, well, then tomorrow's my last day at work, and then I have a 7-day break, and then I can make all kinds of content then. All right, so I guess that's going to be it for right now. Wrap it up. I'm pretty sure that's going to be the last A3 video I can do because I'm pretty sure I've exhausted all the routes I can go. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and peace.